Good evening, and thanks for joining me again. It's Tuesday, the 24th, now well less than a week left until December rolls in. With that, of course, the Thanksgiving holiday upon us. Tomorrow, our last day of programming. Also, tomorrow's early edition of the Sagersville Independent in lieu of Thanksgiving will be hitting newsstands and, of course, our website as well very early tomorrow. We hope you will check that out. We'll talk about that again on tomorrow and more in depth as soon as I have one in my hands. But a great deal of news to cover tonight. Two auto accidents. It's been a busy week for emergency personnel in that regards. And we have sadly learned that an accident that I covered some days ago proved fatal as of late. Also a serious two-car crash just earlier this afternoon in Sagersville. Our district judge, Dennis Prater, talks about the second Kentucky Supreme Court order that will shutter courts, at least in the building, for the most part. He has a complete rundown of everything you need to know if you have any kind of a case pending before the courts in Magoffin County in regards to traffic or other offenses, criminal or otherwise. We'll have that for you in just a few seconds. That does go into effect starting this Monday. Your local and state COVID update, brief ones tonight. A brief update on high school football scores, who's going on to the next round this Friday night and where, and a host of other news and information. Just a quick update following what local leaders and our public health director has been telling us now for well more than a month here at Your News Today in the Sagersville Independent. A little more national backup to that, if you will, in regards to the vaccine, which is going to be rolling out in early December. The director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Robert Redfield, told reporters today that a vaccine will become available on an initial scale in the United States by the end of the second week in December, which is what local health officials have been told to be ready for. About 40 million doses initially, enough to vaccinate 20 million people, as it takes 2 rounds of the vaccine, will be coming out in the early part or close to the midway part of December, and then they will continue to have more doses by the millions becoming available in January, February, and by March, they hope to have it widely available to the general public. Now, here in Magoffin County, the first rounds, as will be the first rounds for all states, counties, and states, will be going to first responders as well as healthcare officials and the like, and possibly some in our nursing homes. Now, the Magoffin County Health Department will be dispersing to the first responders, and EMS hospitals and the like will be distributing their own. That's for the Magoffin County Health Department. That equates to about 150 individuals which have signed up thus far to actually take the first round of the vaccine. To be honest, I myself, as a member of the Magoffin County Rescue Squad, am one of those which has signed up and is going to take the vaccine when it comes available. My plans also are as well to take it possibly on camera and most certainly keep you up to date throughout the next several days, because they are warning individuals, that being certain health officials, that based on those who participated in both Pfizer's and Moderna's vaccine trials, that they did experience some symptoms and uncomfortable ones for anywhere from a few hours to a day or so. Some fever, body aches, bad headaches, exhaustion, other symptoms after receiving the vaccine. Some uncomfortable, some describing them as intense headaches and other symptoms, some saying that they went away after a few hours, some said they lasted as long as a day. In the Moderna study, a woman in her 50s said that she didn't have any type of a fever, per one report I read, but she did have a serious headache that she called a migraine that left her feeling exhausted for a day, but was fine essentially the next day. They're hoping that no one takes the first round, has a day or so of some uncomfortable symptoms, and doesn't come back for the second round, rendering, of course, all those efforts useless. But I'll keep you up to date after I will be one of those first few individuals. I learned today, sadly, that services were held just days ago for a Johnson County man who was killed technically in a Magoffin County crash. It happened right on the Magoffin and Johnson County line on October the 31st. This was the scene that day, where we have since learned that the injuries that Mr. Harold Blevins sustained in that crash with a semi-truck were much more serious than was initially thought, and he did pass away from those injuries as of late. State police reconstructionists were on the scene earlier today, and 460 was shut down for a brief period as they continued their investigation into the accident that claimed the life of Mr. Blevins some days later. The scene, as I told you, looked like this back on the 31st. It was on that day that Mr. Blevins was said to have, according to authorities, pulled from a driveway onto 460 and into the path of a loaded 18-wheeler, striking Mr. Blevins' truck in the driver's side. He was, I believe, ejected from the vehicle, taken from the scene by ambulance, and spent many days in the hospital, and then passed away last Wednesday. Harold Cecil Blevins is survived by his wife, Sena Blanton Blevins, 2 sons, and 3 daughters. I am told that graveside services were held this past Saturday in his honor. This was the scene of a 2-car collision that happened here in Sagersville just earlier today, and indeed has been a busy week for law enforcement, EMS, first responders, and rescue personnel. As a number of accidents, some very serious, have taken place. This one, at the time I was on scene, appeared to be a minor injury accident, but 2 vehicles colliding at the red light number 1 at the junction of Route 114 and, of course, Parkway Drive and the Mountain Parkway. The accident was being handled and investigated by Sagersville Police, as well as Tracy Salyer, State Police Trooper from Post 9, former Sagersville Police officer. The 2 vehicles involved, as you can see, one of which most definitely sustaining serious front-end damage. But again, I believe no serious injuries reported. I'll be back in just a moment. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. The votes are in and it's unanimous. The Homestyle Bowl is back for a limited time at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipes. Savory chicken strips, kernel corn, cheddar cheese, our famous gravy, all on a bed of beautiful mashed potatoes. It's a meal or a side, and it's for a limited time at your Sagersville Lee's.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and to make it even better, the AppWire Holiday Sale starts now with great deals on select Samsung devices. The best devices, like the Note 20 Ultra and Galaxy S20 Ultra, are up to $400 off all month long while supplies last. Or pay even less with a great device like the Galaxy S20 and save over $10 a month off the normal price on the Appalachian Advantage. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Hello, this is Bob Hutchison for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You know the old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough drive a Ram truck or a Jeep. Okay, so it's a new saying, but it's true. Right now you can get employee pricing on most Jeeps. Get 0.9% financing for 84 months on the tough Ram truck. Remember, with our credit rebuilding program, we can put you in a car or truck today.
Conley Tire in Staffordsville or ConleyTire.net right now and get $200 back on a new set of Goodyears, $100 on new Generals, Coopers, Bridgestones, and Mickey Thompsons, all with the smoothest balancing Snap-on has to offer. And if your ride has a light on, let their state-of-the-art Zeus diagnostic machine figure it out for only $35 at Conley Tire. Next, an interview with District Judge Dennis Prater. We spoke, as you are about to see, for a few moments earlier today about the second Kentucky Supreme Court order postponing most all court cases, others being held via the internet. This starting this coming Monday, November the 30th. I also asked Judge Prater about how the first go-around went, how they were able to operate, how well it went, and what portions of those procedures they've actually kept in place since that first shutdown, and everything else that he thought anyone who may have a case pending or upcoming in the McGoffin County judicial system should know. Obviously, we understand their thinking and reasoning for doing it, but what does it entail?
Basically, it'll be like the shutdown that we had end of March up until June. A lot of majority of the cases will be postponed. We won't be having any court as such in the courtroom unless it's an emergency hearing. We'll be trying to do as much as possible by Zoom. As I was telling you earlier, the traffic docket, that makes probably 90% of our docket. It'll be hard to try to do all that by Zoom, so we're going to try to continue those cases for about 60 days, see how this plays out. This new Supreme Court order doesn't have an end date on it at present. It just says until further orders of the court. So we're making arrangements right now for at least December and January to postpone or do by Zoom as much as we can.
Even though that you were able to resume in June, you've still continued to do some of your proceedings, haven't you, virtually?
Yeah, we still do the prisoners, the jail dockets by Zoom. We haven't transported any prisoners since March to try to keep down the spread. Several civil cases I've been doing by Zoom that have attorneys that can call and get the Zoom information. But for the majority, the traffic dockets and stuff since June, we have been doing those in court. We have spread those out to where we have very few people in the courtroom at a time, and we've had the courtroom set up to where we have everybody properly distanced, everybody's been masked. So we've taken as many precautions as we can, but the Supreme Court just felt that we needed to shut down for a while again with the increased number, so we're just going to accommodate that for right now.
There's a part of me who thinks that in all walks of life, to some degree, we're going to carry over, to some degree, some of the practices that we're doing regardless of the pandemic and when it ends and when we go on for ease, less funding to operate, to a small degree. Some things will be easier and better done that way. How has it worked overall for the court system? Have you been able to carry on in a timely and efficient manner?
Yes, actually we have. I've always been one. It's taken me a while with technology. I'm always the last one to buy the latest gadget or whatever. But it's taken me a little while. But yes, it has been a whole lot simpler doing Zoom, especially where I work 2 counties and sometimes I have to work other counties as special judge. But it's helped me with time constraints, being able to do Zoom conferences, and in particular with the jail and the prisoners not having to have those transported. That's helped tremendously, and I look for that to continue, like you said, after this pandemic's over. I look for us to do more Zoom conferencing, particularly with the jails, to keep down transportation costs and keep down the risk of spreading something like that.
Lastly, if anyone, and I'm sure some folks are, over the next 30, 60 days are going to have some questions about their case, they just call a respective office as usual, or how can they find out anything they need? Call the clerk's office, Tanya Ward's office, 349-2215. Also, I was going to tell everybody that has a court date, especially a traffic or criminal case in December, or next Monday's the November 30th, I guess, and then December and January, to be checking their mail for a new court date. A Montgomery County homeowner was alerted to an impending burglar after a security camera sent a message or alert to her phone while she was not at her residence, from what I understand. Authorities arrived a short time later to find and arrest this man, now charged with burglary and other counts. According to Sheriff's Department citations, 35-year-old Damian Spears of Sagersville was on the scene of a deputy's arrival, sitting on the porch at a next-door neighbor's, while the homeowner's family was at the scene of their residence. They had video surveillance footage to indicate and prove that Spears had kicked in the door and had also tried to break in a window at the back of the home, with a rear window screen being pulled out and a piece of the window also being broken as a result. They were able to capture the images and the video and show them to authorities of Spears standing by the front door of the residence as well. And as a result, he is still lodged, Damian Spears, in the Big Sandy Jail, charged with burglary in the 3rd degree and criminal trespass in the 3rd degree of an Arnott residence on Mason Creek. The incident remains under investigation by the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department. Your local and COVID update forthcoming right now. Let's see what's happening on tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, which I believe starts off with a special wish. One, it says 47 years in the making. Happy 47th anniversary to Harlan and Stella Rao. Happy anniversary to you. 47 years. Again, happy anniversary from a long list of family and friends. Happy 47th, Harlan and Stella. From there, a reminder, Candy Cane Lane is open for your viewing pleasure starting Thanksgiving evening. That's right, this Thursday at 6 and every evening at 6 through the end of Christmas Day. If you want to walk, make sure you stay in the road. There are a lot of cords, a lot of tie-downs, a lot of great things to fall on, so please stay in the road. Santa's not going to be there this year. He and Mrs. Claus are limiting their trips to only traveling around, of course, Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day. Staying safe at the North Pole, but there's a mailbox on Candy Cane Lane. Kids, write your letters. Make sure you put a return address. You can drop them in the mailbox and you can't miss it on Candy Cane Lane at the top of the Ivy Point Hill. And elves or Santa will be answering as many letters as possible. One quick reminder as well, the Water into Wine Food Pantry not open and distributing this week in lieu of the Thanksgiving holiday. And lastly, a reminder that this is how you get announcements on the show, birthdays and anniversaries as well, and birthdays, anniversaries, and birth announcements for free, published in the Sagersville Independent as well. But you email those to, at the bottom of your screen there, joe@sagersvilleindependent.com. Nightly funeral services brought to you by the Magoffin County Funeral Home, and tonight begin with the passing of 59-year-old Jimmy Dean Cantrell of Sagersville, the son of the late Cecil and Clara Jane Castle Cantrell. He's survived by son Justin, daughter Trista Holbrook, brothers Grant, Marion, and William Marcus Cantrell, and sisters Audrey Faye Harris, Elizabeth Meade, and Linda Thompson. Private services are to be held tomorrow from the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church. Services private graveside are also going to be held tomorrow for 78-year-old Vivian F. Cole of Sagersville, the daughter of the late Isaac and Gracie Lee Nestor Ross. She survived by son Tommy Nestor and sister Elsie Reisner, 5 grandkids and 8 grandkids. She was preceded in death by her first husband Jimmy Collins and second husband Henry Cole, also daughter Eva Lee Collins Nichols. 85-year-old Charles Poe of Oil Springs passed away on yesterday, the husband of Loretta Salyer Poe. Arrangements incomplete at this hour. And 84-year-old Charles Howes of Sagersville passed away on today's date. Arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. We know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sagersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sagersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer. Go with All Pro and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. Here it is, the sales schedule you've been waiting for from the seasonal shop all week long. Women's clothing, excluding the t-shirt lines, is 30% off. And Christmas all week long, 20% off. Tuesday of this week, clearance items 70% off. This Wednesday, baby and kids clothing and gifts 30% off, and home decor 20% off. They're closed Thursday, of course, for Thanksgiving, but Friday, 20% off, Simply Southern, and a gift with every purchase while they last. And then Saturday, everything Christmas is 30% off at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
Hello, this is Bob Hutchison for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You know the old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough drive a Ram truck or a Jeep. Okay, so it's a new saying, but it's true. Get 0.9% financing for 72 months on Jeep Renegades and 0.9% for 84 months on the Tough Ram truck. Remember, with our credit rebuilding program, we can put you in a car or truck today.
Same 6 decades of experience, same undivided dedication and focus on winning your case. New location. The law offices of McFarland and Tinker are now located on Route 114 in the former McGoffin Farm Bureau location. Motor vehicle accidents, Social Security disability, SSI claims, wrongful death and workers' compensation and work injury cases. Call 349-9000. McFarland and Tinker. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has 2 great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville. Now for your COVID update for this Tuesday. Interesting, I don't think surprising, and actually, in my opinion, some good news to hear. AAA of the Bluegrass, and we think these numbers will transcend largely to much of the nation, says that after surveying many Kentuckians, about 85% say that they are not going to be traveling this holiday, this week, and with almost, not quite, but nearly a half of those saying that the coronavirus is the reason for them doing so. 85% not traveling on the biggest travel holiday of the year. Going on to other COVID-19 related news, Johnson County, I don't have their numbers for today, had 31 new cases yesterday, 814 cases total as of yesterday, 196 said to still be active at that time, with 9 currently hospitalized, and they announced 3 more deaths in Johnson County. I do not have the total number of deaths for Johnson County. I think that puts them very well close to, if not over 10, for just Johnson County. 4, I believe it was, announced just last week. So we're going to take a look at the number of deaths and try to get you some numbers tomorrow, not just for Johnson, but for McGoffin County, as we believe there have been more since our last official tally from the state. But 3 more deaths announced in Johnson County just yesterday. In Floyd County, they had 16 new cases yesterday, 19 the day before. They're right at 1,100 in total cases. Floyd County, Prestonsburg, and the city also canceling, to no surprise, I don't think, their Christmas parade of the season. But they're asking, as did Sayersville, all the residents to extra specially, for lack of a proper term, I put no thought into that, decorate their homes and businesses for the holidays so everyone can have something to see and enjoy throughout the holiday season. I actually picked up Christmas trees today. With that said, I had the following numbers from our public health director, where again today over 10 cases reported in McGoffin County, and several of those are said to be residents from our Sayersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. These numbers just in from the McGoffin County Health Department in their daily report. 11 cases reported today. 4 of those 11 are said to be residents within the Sayersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. On tomorrow's program, we will have a weekly tally, shortened, of course, 2 days by my weekly count in lieu of Thanksgiving, but for all cases as they pertain to the nursing home, as well as an updated number of deaths possibly. Regardless, for today, those 11 cases bring McGoffin County's total to 490 cases, with 359 recovered and 131 said to be in isolation. The health department tells me currently we have 13 people in the hospital right now from McGoffin County for the coronavirus, and 6 of those, about half, are said to be residents from the Sayersville nursing home. Meanwhile, in the governor's address earlier today, he did announce 2,690 new cases of the COVID-19 virus here in Kentucky today. That's the second highest single-day increase ever reported on a Tuesday. He also announced the passing of 17 more Kentuckians, pleading with everyone out and ahead of this Thanksgiving holiday, saying that if we do not stop the exponential growth of cases, we will exceed our health care capacity. We will run out of doctors and nurses. Currently, almost 1,700 people hospitalized with the virus, almost 100 more from yesterday, 390 in intensive care, and 207 currently on ventilators across the Commonwealth. As for nursing homes, 92 new cases among residents and 115 new positive cases among staff. While we take a look at the state incident map for yesterday, today's was not published per or before airtime, we see only four counties. Actually, Sunday's map had only 3 counties left. In the orange, one has fell back, not necessarily of those 3, but one Kentucky county falling back into the orange. Glad to report there is at least one. While you will notice, however, Magoffin County is at its highest that it's been, 91.6. Floyd County at 78.3. Johnson County 47.6. Remember, it takes a mere 25 to be in the red zone. Winter sports, of course, still on hold, as I updated you after that day's meeting of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association last week, but football still rolling on into the postseason, but not for Magoffin County, who hit a wall at Belfry last Friday night. Which, let's be honest, is quite often the outcome against the multi-time former state champions. 12-54, your final score. But Magoffin County, in lieu of the shortened coronavirus COVID-19 tainted season, still came up with 3 wins. They did have 4 losses on the season, and of course the 3 of the games they didn't get to complete in their regular season schedule, at least 2, if not 3, I think they were favored or very possible. Possibly could have come out with wins, which would have put them over the halfway mark, but it's 2020. Well, that's just all you can say. We'll leave it at that. But we are proud of them nonetheless. The Eagles roll on to second round Class 4A postseason play after rolling over Harlan County 46-8. The Johnson Central Golden Eagles now at 8-0. They played Letcher County Central back in the early season, defeated them 62-0. They play them again for the second round this Friday night at Johnson Central. So Central, again, a big favorite for the second round of playoffs. While the Tigers are going into Raceland at Raceland this coming Friday night for second round action after a big win over Betsy Lane, 55-8. Now the Tigers did lose by 3 to Raceland at Paintsville back on the 23rd of October. This could be a good one as the Tigers are 6-2, but still going into the second round. Now let's go into your Licking Valley RACC Outlook, which has us looking at a nice day after tomorrow. Calm winds tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of around 35 degrees. We'll wrap up your Tuesday. The eve before Thanksgiving, well, starts off on a rainy note in the afternoon tomorrow. Showers mainly after 1. We will see about 62 degrees. It's going to be breezy as well. Southerly winds from 5 to 10, up to 28, 30 miles per hour at times. So windy, filled with showers and low 60s for your Wednesday. But almost in an instant, technically after Sunday night, where showers will continue, into your Thanksgiving day, though, partly sunny skies and a nice recovery. 60 and partly sunny right now. Looks to be your Thanksgiving day forecast. Partly cloudy that night with a low of 41. Friday as well, 62, still mostly sunny skies above. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Shower chances, there is a brief hit Friday night. 20% chance after 10 a.m. It's a narrow little window that really shouldn't have any effect on the rest of your holiday weekend because, look at that, Saturday, that cold front that gives us that slight chance of showers for at least Saturday knocks us down into the mid-50s, but dry, mostly sunny, mostly clear, 31 for nighttime lows. Sunday still holding on to partly sunny skies in close to the mid-50s. Another cold front comes Sunday night. This one's a doozy, and it will result in the low 40s. For daytime highs, Monday and Tuesday, and after Monday afternoon or so, more clouds and shower chances than not. And that's going to wrap it up for this Tuesday. I'll wrap it up for this week, of course, in lieu of Thursday being Thanksgiving, tomorrow, when I hope to see you back then. Please join me, and please pick up an edition of the Sacagewell Independent tomorrow. Like every week, we are working very hard to have something and most everything a must read and see. Of course, all the news and information that you need to know, some you can't even find on this show, and of course, a lot of other community information that we hope you'll pick up. We will see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you for watching.